Sleepers podcast Friday, July 19th. Riley Davis in the house. These two men have very nice haircuts today.
Greg's is coming soon. Just so everybody knows, it's just he hasn't gotten to it yet because he's too busy holding this podcast down while I frolic around getting 9 a.m. cuts when I know that's our recording time. And I've known that forever. But yet, what time do I always set my cut for, Gregory?
Literally always 9 a.m.
It's always 9 a.m. You'd think the kid would learn.
Hey,
he doesn't.
I had a 9 a.m. My cut was also at 9 a.m. this week. Once again, Cart and I locked on the same wavelength. By the time this podcast hits the airwaves, by the time it's coming through your AirPods, by the time you're viewing us, our beautiful mugs on your computer screen, Greg will have not just a haircut, but also like a nice little warm towel at Sports Clips or whatever. Do they at one of those places back in the day, I was a Sports Clips guy, and they had like one of the massager things that they would use on you too.
I just don't see y'all getting your shoulders worked out when you get a haircut. Like, that's if we really want to talk about it.
I mean, but don't you want the barber to focus on the task at hand? Or do you like the full service experience?
I like versatility. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
To be clear, I'm not getting my haircut at Sport Clips anymore. Okay. I
What?
moved. The Sport Clips is further away.
Where are you going?
It's Great Clips now.
Okay. So it's Sports Clips without like you won't even get some Bronny James dialogue on in the background on the TVs. Like you're not going to have First Take playing with you might as well just drive the extra distance to get the full experience if you're going between sports and great schools.
Boys, with all due respect, everybody has weaknesses. It's better to know what your weakness is and deal with it in the way that is appropriate for the weakness, give it the love and attention that it deserves or doesn't deserve, than it is to be ignorant or blind to one's weaknesses. Because I know my weakness is up here. I could go to the best barber on earth. He ain't doing shit. Fix this.
That's okay. My quick pushback, my one push here. You like an experience, right? Like you said you like the shoulder rub, like maybe you would like.
I don't even like the shoulder rub. That was a joke.
You don't?
I've never gotten the shoulder rub at Sport Clips. I go to get a $10 haircut.
Okay, I got it. So is it a price thing? Because
No.
I think that you would flourish at even not a barber, but like a salon with a barber in there. Like the chair would be nice and comfy. They might give you like a towel. They might like wash your hair. They'll have it like full voluptuous. You'll come out of there looking like Borzello.
They won't have it voluptuous, Cart.
Yes, they will. Yes,
what's happening to my hair is not a product of the fact that I've been going to Sport Clips.
That's a challenge to them. And once you get it, your life will be changed. Actually, our next sleepers bet, if you lose, you got to go get your hair cut at a salon. That's what it's going to be.
I've done it before. It's just been a couple years. Like
I'm picking the salon.
Fine. Here's just to be extremely clear on a couple things. I feel like I'm talking to my mother right now because I literally had this conversation with my mom about 3 days ago. So my mom has had the same hairdresser for like 30 years. Okay. If you know Connie, you can see her Facebook profile pics. They're always the same. She gets a haircut. She goes like this. It's the same weird angle. It's weird. So she just believes strongly in the relationship between the hairdresser and the recipient of the haircut. Okay. I believe both of you feel that way as well, from what I've heard. Shout out to Orlando and Q. My mom's hairdresser just retired about a year ago before she moved here. So since she moved from Lansing to here, she's been looking for a new hairdresser. But the problem is that my mother isn't looking for a haircut. She's looking for a friend. That's what she used to go to the salon for. And she just had this whole ordeal where she had someone cutting her hair here that she didn't really like how the haircuts were looking. And she felt obligated to give this woman a phone call, talk to the receptionist, make sure she gets handed the phone to the salon, the hairdresser, just so my mom could have a 15-minute phone conversation with her to tell her she's not coming back anymore.
Ooh.
Told my mom that's insane because it's a haircut. You don't go for the relationship. This woman cutting your hair, with all due respect to Connie, doesn't give a damn if my mom wants to talk about her day. She's there to cut hair and get a check for it. Okay. So if y'all want to treat your head like a 50-year-old woman's head and go just chit chat and have the experience and sit down and chop it up and talk food and drinks and basketball, sick. Enjoy it. Go do that. You need more friends, and your haircuts are not special because you have a relationship and a friendship with the person cutting it.
That's wrong.
God damn.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
Yeah, I'd strongly disagree.
But
It's
I
not.
appreciate that. A shout out to wait, what's the name? Is that Water Street, Greg?
Water Street.
Yeah, great coffee.
It's double day. It's great coffee cups too.
Great coffee. Iced coffee in those cups always annoys me though.
Yeah, I agree. It's getting soggy over here.
It's okay. Should we get to the YouTube comment of the day before we talk more haircut banter?
Yes.
Let me pull that up because I'm on Discord comment duty today as well, so I got to close out of that.
Can I just say I respect Connie a ton for making that phone call? That's like
you know
that's
what,
real.
Riley, I couldn't have guessed that you were proud of her for doing that. Good grief, man.
My dad and I were like, Mom, why did you just not show up? Like, you didn't owe her an explanation that you don't want her to cut your hair anymore.
Yeah, that's true. She could have just moved on.
Yeah.
Okay, this comment comes from Hudson Wright. He said, I will subscribe to Discord for a year if we can get a video of Carter on skates. Hudson, I'm gonna take you up on that. Just to make sure I said ice skates, correct, Greg?
I think so, right?
Okay, I might not even blur lines. I'll get a video of me on some rollerblades and a video of me ice skating. Do they still have ice skating arenas? Is that a thing?
As someone who is a good ice skater would probably know that.
I mean,
Did Carter claim to be a good ice skater?
I know,
Yes.
like in Detroit, there's Campus Marshes, and they make like the ice rink downtown. But like, I don't like. Is there a year-round ice skating like availability to people?
Yes, there are.
Okay, I'm gonna locate one. I'm gonna take a video on Hudson. You're gonna have to join the Discord for a year, my friend. A year, you promise. It's in the YouTube comments. All right, so coming soon. Any other comments on that before I get to the Discord comments?
I'd like to know if Riley can skate or not.
Like ice skate?
Yeah.
I'm fine. I'm not good. I'm
That's
not. You
me.
would never be like he's a former hockey player, but I'm not gonna fall down at least.
That's me. Love that.
I mean, I'm not saying like former hockey player, but like I'm not Bambi out there. I can go around, I can skate, I can stop, do the thing, you know what I'm saying?
Your exact words were, I'm nice on skates.
I'm nice on skates. I'm nice on skates, but like don't expect, Dylan Larkin, but like I'm nice on skates.
I mean, I can do this as well.
You can?
Yeah, I can do this.
I always assumed you had two left feet, Riley.
That hurts.
Sorry.
You've seen me dunk.
I know.
Jerome Paginla.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. I used to love Jerome Ginla because he was a fellow biracial brother. All right, let's get to the Discord comments. Please join the Discord. The Discord is the best way to support Sleepers Media. I see people all the time like commenting or maybe like even slide in the Sleepers DM, be like, I want to support you guys. Like, I appreciate all this content you do. The best way to do that is join the Discord. Join on your desktop. It is $9.99 a month. All three members on this video call are in the Discord. Got some cool things in there. We got a college football NCAA dynasty that's getting underway this week. That'll be a lot of fun. And as we approach the season, we're going to do like a lot of fun things. And it's becoming a nice community. And like I said, on top of that, it's the best way to support our daily endeavors and bringing the folks to content. And you get your comments read daily. So that's another ad. Unless you're Malik and I skip over your comments. Let's see here. God, I'm scrolling up to find out where we left off, and I'm just scrolling past Malik comments, and I'm already scared. Really, really scared to read them. Let's see here. Okay. Did we do oh no, we did that. Okay, here we go. Sleeve Nash, Riley, I hope you're in a beach house Friday. What are your top 5 beaches that you've been to?
Turks and Caicos 1, Grand Cayman 2, for sure. Got to give a shout out to the bougie islands out there. After that, I got to stay local, go Wrightsville Beach in North Carolina. Charleston 4th, and then Tybee Island outside of Savannah 5th.
What's your thoughts on sand?
Not a sand guy. I
But
like
if
the
you're a
beach
sand guy,
inspired
don't
stuff.
you objectively have to be a beach guy?
Wait, can you say that one more time, Cart?
If you're not if you're not a sand guy, how are you a beach guy?
That's a great question. I wouldn't. I more so like the vibe of the beach rather than the beach itself.
Okay, I got you. You're going for the vibes. I respect that. Beach vibes are always a good time. I will say, like, you don't really see sad people at the beach. Like you just usually just find some type of happiness at the beach. So I agree with you there. Sleeve Nash again. Speaking of beaches, if there was a one-on-one tournament with the best one-on-one players in college basketball, who would win? I think it'd be Dylan Harper. Best one-on-one, best. Honestly, RJ Davis would get a shout in there. He'd be really good one-on-one. So would Mark Sears.
Are we talking like 3 dribbles, or are we like, give me the circumstances?
I'm thinking top of the key, 3 dribbles, only 1 shot, no offensive rebounds. Yeah, that's it.
I gotta say, if it was unlimited dribbles, I would honestly advocate that Hunter might win.
Yeah, can't do unlimited, I feel like. And you got to do 1 shot too, because otherwise, even if Hunter missed, he would just get the rebound back.
I don't know that I'd take one of the little guards, is the only thing. But I agree. I would pick RJ over Sears if
I would.
One-on-one thing.
I think he's the best at like creating separation, getting to his spots. What about Caleb Love? It's former backcourt mate. Would he get a shout?
He probably would be a nasty one-on-one player, actually. But I think he would refuse to play if he can only dribble 3 times.
That's a good point.
I think he would just say no.
That's a good point too.
Yeah, I think I'd go Mark Sears, but I think RJ Davis would shout.
I'm gonna let the young bulls rock. I'm rocking with the freshmen, either Valdez or Coop.
Who?
Coop. Okay.
I feel like Coop's game is more so like the queen of the chessboard who can do everything as opposed to just like a one-on-one scorer.
Yeah, everything including one-on-one score.
I hear that shit until you're on an island with Coop.
Ask AD what happened on that island.
Yeah.
Another last question from Sleeve Nash. If Matas went to college and played a full season, what team do you think he would have played for, and what do you think his stats would have been? I have a hard time believing Cooper Flagg is a better scorer than Matas, and maybe Matas is a better all-around player. Let me jump in really quickly here. I love Matas Buzelis. Cooper Flagg clears him 10 times out of 10. I think in almost every aspect of the game, actually. With that said, Matas would have been one of those guys who I think averaged like 13 points a game, and like also in the right system, he probably chips in like 5 assists and like 6 rebounds. Like I think he would have filled up the stat sheet. I don't know where he was going to go. Did y'all ever hear about what his possible destination was? He a UNC fan growing up, Riley?
No, okay. People are going to make fun of this because, dude, he was. I think he was going to UNC if he was in college. I've heard this from multiple people. This is not just me making stuff up. This is not
Riley. You talk to North Carolina people. Of course, you've heard it from multiple people. That's like it's like hearing Frankie Fiddler looks like a superstar because Cart talked to multiple people, and then you realize who the people are. Like I kept getting duped on Juwan Howard for years because I talked to multiple people.
Matas was going to UNC if he went to college.
Michigan felt great about their chances with Matas. A bunch of schools felt great about their chances.
Matas would have been great. All right. Burner 605 says, can we count on more frequent Big 12 coverage from you guys this season? As the premier conference, I feel like we deserve more shine even from a Big 10 pod. Maybe a nice little 10 minutes on a Tuesday of just solely Big 12 talk, 12 Tuesdays or something catchy. Thanks for the consideration. Will we increase? I feel like we did pretty good Big 12 coverage last season. I feel like we didn't neglect it.
I'll speak to this. I would love to dedicate more coverage to more areas. It's a very fine little thing to navigate for us right now, and I'll give some examples for this. I don't want to be the people who cover like absolutely everything poorly. I would rather cover certain things in a really entertaining, fun, fresh way. That's certainly what we try to do with the Big Ten. I think we have a very unique voice in that space. And I think that can apply to all of college basketball and possibly even to other things like marble races or professional sports. Here's my issue with that. we're really flirting with NBA stuff right now. We've done a lot of NBA coverage and content. The numbers have been pretty damn good. The draft show went great. NBA people hate us. Like, look no further than yes, NBA people want to destroy us. So, like, it was still a good engagement day. I don't regret doing what we did with the redraft, but I want to be cognizant of the fact that, like, we've kind of earned a footprint from 5 years of work within the Big Ten land. And I don't want to just show up to Big 12 world and act as if we're experts or have, I don't know, just it wouldn't feel organic or true to what we are if we started doing that. With that said, I'm hoping we scale enough that we can cover it more. Like, that's why Riley Davis is here to help us do ACC. Brian Ralph's here to help us with SEC and other conferences. Like, that we have Connor Hope, who wants to help out and probably is going to help out and can do a lot of West Coast based stuff. Like, the goal is to scale this and do that, but we need to scale it successfully. If Cart and I just started dedicating a day to Big 12, I don't know that it would go super well.
I agree with it. And listen, we give the Big 12 their shine. I feel like us and Kansas fans had a nice little conversation the past couple of years. But we're gonna have a lot more Big 12 connections this year with Coleman being in the Big 12, Doug being in the Big 12, and obviously Big 12 is gonna be really good this season. So I'm sure you'll get plenty of coverage over here on the Sleepers Media YouTube channel. Be sure to like and subscribe as always. Fam, happy Blessed Friday, y'all. Not much coming to mind this week, so my official request today is having Cart do the ad read and Riley's scripture verses. If he's not comfortable with the religion side, Greg do the scripture verse. Greg, Riley, did you come with a verse today?
Yeah, and I think Fam was asking for you to read it, right? Like, I just give you the verse and you do the reading.
Yeah, can you send it to me?
Yeah, I got you.
I bet.
I like this. I like this game a lot. I love watching Carter do things. Like, you being like, I want to go ice skate. I'm like all the way in on. You being like, I'll do the ad read today. I'll read the Discord. I just want to watch you do things, Cart.
What are the top 3 things you would not be excited to see me do?
See, I like right in my head right now, I want to watch you ride a roller coaster. I want to watch you go to a rodeo.
Go to a rodeo or be in a rodeo?
Go to a rodeo.
Oh,
I
the
think
rodeo would be kind of fun.
I think I would not want to watch you get a haircut. That
Okay.
one for sure is fresh on the mind. That's probably it, honestly.
Probably it, just a haircut.
I don't want to watch high school you play football anymore. I've seen enough of that.
God, Riley, come on, man. Sending me the wrong burks.
I apologize, but I corrected it.
Yeah, I know, but you're trying to, like, what are you trying to do? This feels like self-sabotage, to be honest with you. You don't make Proverbs mistakes.
It's true. I did have to pick a reading from Proverbs because Fam, I think it was it the Friday show or the Monday show when Fam's guess for how I spent my weekend was crafting a message from Proverbs 1-3. So I was like, I got to give a shout to him with reading something from the Proverbs.
Okay, I got you. The scripture of the day brought to you by Sir Riley Davis is Proverbs 10:21-22. It reads, "The lips of the righteous feed many, but fools die for want of wisdom. The blessing of the Lord, it maketh rich, and he addeth no sorrow with it." Sleepers, you are awakened. Riley, you can elaborate because I refuse to elaborate on that and whiff on what it's supposed to be.
Sorry, that's part of this. You're doing
that's part
the
of it?
scripture
Okay,
reading.
well,
You
let
need
me.
to know.
I got it.
Read a different translation than the King James version. It'll be easy. Like, King James is ridiculously hard to understand.
Why is the best basketball player of all time?
Yeah, Cart saw King James and just tuned everything else out.
I legit saw King James. I was like, oh, let's really rock here. Okay. Will the New Living Translation work?
I like the New Living Translation. Yeah.
Okay, got you. The words of the godly encourage many, but fools are destroyed by their lack of common sense. The blessing of the Lord makes a person rich, and he adds no sorrow with it. The words of the godly encourage many, but fools are destroyed by their lack of common sense. The blessing of the Lord makes a person rich, and he adds no sorrow with it. Let's see here. I need to make my St. Bede roots really proud on this one. Mrs. Evans did not spend this much time with me for me to just whiff on this. What I think this is trying to say is that the words of the godly encourage many, right? But the fools are destroyed by their lack of common sense, right? And the blessing of the Lord makes a person rich, and he adds no sorrow with it, right? Sleepers, you are awakened.
Perfect. Thank you.
Good job, Cart.
Thank you. Back to the Discord comments. Thank you for that, fam. That was a good one. This one comes from Guy. Bluffs as one of the Jews in the server. Can I ask the next reading to be from the Torah? I think the Christians call it the Old Testament.
The Torah is the first 5 books of the Old Testament, but he did get an Old Testament reading today. Proverbs is in the Old Testament.
All right, there you go. Wow. And you didn't even Riley's 10 steps ahead of y'all, man. Truly. Malik, Greg, the lion isn't the king of the jungle. Second, be this person when your team drop a video, Norman said, we need to be dogs is a problem. Keep licking the glaze. Dog, we might need to donate some of the Discord earnings to like some type like a Kumon class for Malik, or like something like a Merriam-Webster dictionary, a thesaurus, something, because his grammar, like, good grief. I thought like No Child Left Behind was a thing.
I want to make one thing unequivocally clear. I will always lick glaze. I love to lick glaze. And that
do you have a favorite donut, Greg?
I mean, a glaze is up there for
Is
sure.
that up there? Riley, you don't
I
like donuts, do you? Too much
I
sugar?
like donuts. I like cake donuts. Remember I ripped off like the blueberry cake donut that one time? Yeah.
You did.
Glaze is like a Krispy Kreme glaze is probably the best donut on earth. But in general, like other glaze are such off-brand. That's 2. A cake donut with chocolate icing is by far my favorite donut.
That's a good one. I like my donuts simple. Like donuts, when they get out of control, it's just like I might as well just buy a whole cake.
Yeah.
Sleeper pick. Y'all like honey cooler donuts? They're like little spiral glazed donuts, kind of.
Oh, the crullers.
Is it cruller?
Yeah, those smack. I love those things.
Those are good. I really like those. Okay, same old lion says, happy Blessed Friday. We're headed up north on Sunday for a small vacation to Harbor Springs. For each of you, what's one of your favorite vacation spots? Riley, I'll let you start.
Since I already gave a shout out to the beaches, I love going to Asheville in North Carolina. It's close to the mountains, like the Blue Ridge Mountains. You can, the Blue Ridge Parkway. You can hike, go to breweries, a lot of good food options as well.
Like that. Shout out Drew Pember. Shout out Kenny George, RIP. Greg, your favorite vacation spot? I think I know it.
Historically it's Traverse City. I've been going there since I was little and I love it. Milwaukee is my favorite like random city that I've been to. But as Cart knows from all these various trips we've taken recently, a big thing about me is I just fall in love with wherever I am and I want to move there.
Yeah, except Baltimore. You said no on Baltimore.
Baltimore, with all due respect to Baltimore and the James family who hosted us, I love them. Did not enjoy the city itself of Baltimore the way I thought I would, but I think it's because my expectations were too high.
Yeah, my favorite, it's not even a random city, but favorite city vacation that I've been to, low key, was Denver.
Denver's sick.
Denver's fire. I love Denver. That was a good vacation. Other vacation spot, like outside the country, I don't even know if it counts, but I went to Turks for my honeymoon, and that slapped. Turks and Caicos goes up. Shout out to Drizzy.
Pics went stupid.
Huh?
Your honeymoon pictures went stupid.
Yeah, Turks went honestly, honeymoons go stupid. I'm sick. Like honeymoons are a one-time thing. They were just best. Let's see here. Malik Perry, once again, I say a lot of crazy stuff, but some Illinois brought up loyalty. Brad has been losing kids faster than a fast place. Sorry for the term or the phrase. Brad ain't loyal to these kids. Ty better than Akins? How? He was on a better team. That's a talking point. When they mention 18th player on the bench, DGL, stop drinking the Orange Crushes. I'm not one to say what I feel. Thanks, Malik. Next question comes from Purdue Fox. Has there ever been a bigger turnaround on how a fan base feels about a player than the state of Indiana and Caitlin Clark? I'm confused by that. was Indiana not rocking with Caitlin Clark or something?
I think it's just like the classic like Big Ten rivalry fan. Indiana women's basketball had a really good team that was
Oh,
constantly getting beat by Iowa, but there probably are more flips than that, like some more pointed rivalry flips. But no, that's a good one for sure. Like, I mean, they obviously love her now. What she's doing is incredible. 19 assists, like that's ridiculous.
wow. She's been hooping. Malik Perry says Caitlin Clark is running away with the Rookie of the Year award. I look forward to watching her career in the future. Some people say she's Larry Bird, Steve Nash, but I see John Stockton. I think Caitlin Clark's better than John Stockton straight up. Next we have I Maynor. Happy Riley Fridays. Riley, what's your favorite place in North Carolina? Why everyone just wants to, y'all know Riley's not a vacation like consultant. Like I feel like everyone's coming to you with like what their plan should be for their Sunday afternoon vacation. But I Maynor says, Happy Riley Fridays. What's your favorite place in North Carolina for an in-state vacation? I like Sugar Mountain and Wrightsville Beach, which you did shout out Wrightsville Beach, correct?
I did. Wrightsville Beach is dope.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess Asheville's fun. Let's see. Is there any other place that I'd give a mention to? Boone. Boone's a fun little town to stop through.
Boone, okay. Also from I Maynor again. Riley, what's your favorite hodunk redneck town in North Carolina? I like
Beaufort. Yeah,
Beaufort. They have a nice waterfront downtown.
Beaufort's really cool. It's maybe really cool is a stretch. Beaufort's pretty. It's a fun. It actually is a pretty cool little town. It's on the beach, and then you can do some kayaking. There's little islands you can kayak to as well. A lot of good seafood options. Yeah, I'll go with Beaufort.
Okay. I Maynor says draft a team of celebrities to run threes in a double elimination tournament between you guys, and you're the coach. So us three are drafting three celebrities to hoop in a 3-on-3 tournament, double elimination. What's our squad looking like? I feel like J. Cole's got to be on the squad.
Yeah,
right?
I was gonna say J. Cole and 2 Chainz because both of 2 Chainz hooped in college.
I feel like 2 Chainz doesn't hoop recreationally enough. Like I
Yeah.
see J. Cole hooping. I haven't seen 2 Chainz shoot a ball in forever.
Is our goal to win?
I think we
Or
probably
is our
want to
goal
win,
like do we get to like go to dinner with this trio? Like, do I get some entertainment value out of this too?
A little bit
that's
of
a
both.
good-
I mean, we're coaching them, so I know how your coach drive is, Greg. You want to win.
Yeah.
Can we get John Krasinski?
The dude from The Office?
Yeah, he can hoop.
He can, for real?
Aren't you thinking of Sudeikis?
No, I'm pretty sure John Krasinski is a really good basketball player. Maybe Sudeikis is good too.
I've
Looks
never
tall.
seen Krasinski hoop propaganda. I've seen a lot of Sudeikis propaganda.
No Adam Sandler, right? We're off that train.
Sandler came to mind. Bieber comes to mind. Bieber can hoop.
I'd rather have like Chris Brown than Bieber.
Brown can hoop.
Brown can hoop. Also,
Although we don't employ redacteds.
Yeah, we don't employ redacted. You're right. We don't want to do that. There is a new rapper. His name is Honcho with an X. I think it's an X in there or something like that. Fire musician. I like him a lot. He can really hoop, and he's like 6'7". Like I'm talking like he's playing in like the BET celebrity game, and he's coming like coast to coast, like punching on people.
His name is Huncho with an X. Where is the X in Huncho?
I think it's. Let me make sure. Here.
Probably
Like
HXNCHO.
That entire sentence could have been just so made up, and I would have just let it fly. Like I want that to be a new Carter bit. There's a new rapper.
It's HUNXHO.
Huncho?
Yeah, he pronounces it like that. Yeah.
Is
Huncho.
he Asian?
No, he's black.
For the album.
He's got some hits. I recommend doing it. So, but I think I would like that squad. We go J. Cole, Adam Sandler, Honcho, and I guarantee we win. Actually, especially when we're playing against other celebrities. I think we got the 3 best ones.
For the record, I just Googled it. John Krasinski, a former high school basketball star, performed all his own stunts in the episode Basketball.
There we go.
So I think maybe we can get him coming off the bench.
If that was his audition tape, he's not on my team. The basketball, by the way. Roy had him in hell.
No, dude, he was stunting on Roy. He hit Roy with an MJ shrug.
That's what
and
they
then took his
want you to
girl.
think. That's what they want you to think.
Yeah, Roy was kind of special. You give Caitlin Clark and Bronny James both 48 minutes in an NBA game. Who scores more points? Every time CC touches the ball, it turns into a woman's ball.
I hate this question so much.
We could skip it.
I don't think we can. I'm not about ducking the question because it is a tough question. Like, it's a good one. Also, when you read these questions, do you read who asks them?
Yeah, I do, don't I? Didn't I?
Who asked that one? I'm curious.
Sleeve Nash.
Sleeve Nash. It's a devious play by Sleeve. I don't know, man. Historically, when this has ever been brought up, I've always just said the male player would score. Like the physicality is too big, the athleticism, the speed, the size. But Caitlin is special, and Bronny is historically bad, in my opinion. So I don't know.
I think they would score the same.
I'll say Caitlin, just to add a little, take a stance for something or fall for anything.
Okay, Fort Minor. Mano CBB says, and this is in response to the Hoduck redneck town. It's got to be Cherokee, random casino town in the mountains, undefeated.
I'm sorry, I gotta interrupt this. Can we go back? Because now I'm in hell about Caitlin Bronny. I have a thought. Rather than do the what would Caitlin do in a men's game, what would Bronny do in a WNBA game?
I think it'd be pretty nice.
I think he'd be nice too.
Like, absurdly nice, right?
Yeah, I think
like
so.
probably like an
Like he's probably scoring 30 in a WNBA game, at least.
one would assume so, yeah.
So maybe I think Caitlin could play with men better than any women's basketball player ever, especially summer league. She could probably just pull up from half court and score. But like to me, it's easier to process. Like I think Bronny would be absurdly good in WNBA than I don't know what Caitlin would look like in an NBA game. I have no idea.
We sure Kelsey Plum wouldn't have Bronny in hell?
Yes.
Okay. Riley, would you like to comment on the Cherokee
I've
township?
only driven through it, never spent extensive time there.
You don't like casinos, do you, Riley?
I've never been to one. I think I would have fun, but I just have never done it.
Against his morals.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I would play slots for a little bit, maybe hop on a craps table and try to figure it out.
Maybe hop on a craps table. Oh, you gave us an inch, my friend. You gave us an inch. Watch us.
I would do that. I would do that. I would play craps with y'all.
Oh, hell yeah. Let's go. I'll see you at Turtle Creek, my friend. Last comment of the day comes from Clear-Headed Illini fan. I just wanted to say that on a daily basis during my workday, the foremost thing I look forward to is getting to listen to Sleepers podcast. It's such a great listen while I'm staring at spreadsheets all day, never become an accountant. The amount of content you guys put out is incredible. I've got it down to a science now. Daily episode before lunch, then in the afternoon, I watch whatever other clips you guys posted. Meet the transfers, state of the program, Jeremiah Fears updates, etc. Thank you for making my work bearable, Sleepers. Thanks, Clear-Headed Illini fan. That means a lot. Cheers to you, my friend.
That's the type of comment you want to enter a weekend with, man. That gets
Yeah,
you
I
going.
like that.
I appreciate that, even though it probably doesn't seem like it. We need more of that. It's just good for morale. This gets very monotonous, and that's not me like complaining because I love this. I am so passionate about it. It's super fun. The fact that I get to do this for work now is awesome. But like just it's like 4 hours of content every day. How many times can one duo talk about Jeremiah Fears, Cart? We got to be setting a world record for that. And the dog days have been a little bit draining, but we wanted to be consistent and we try. And it's good to know that somebody out there feels like it is meaningful.
I appreciate you going on that long monologue because at first I thought you said we were in a monogamy and I was like, whoa, that's not what this is about. And second of all, the thing about the dog days, Greg, is eventually they're over.
Theoretically, that's true, but I don't know. Guess we'll see.
Unless your dog's a puppy, then you got a lot of years left.
A lot of dog talk this week, Cart. Like,
let's not do this.
Just so much dog talk. We had Garrett Normand. A lot of dog talk.
So much dog talk. But the one thing about dogs, I think all too well, Greg.
What's that?
Is that they don't like the heat, right? So like imagine if you were having issues with your heating and your AC wasn't working and your dog was in hell, and then your dog being in hell puts you into hell, and you literally had no one to call. Do you know anyone?
I mean, that just sounds like a scenario I sure wouldn't want to be presented with. But The first person I call, Cart, you know who it is.
Duncan Mechanical Solutions, correct?
It sure is.
The best in the business, serving Northeast Ohio and Southeast Michigan, I hope.
Southern Michigan and Northeast
I was gonna
Indiana.
do so good.
You said Ohio. It's Northeast Indiana, Southern Michigan.
Can you tell the rest of the good
No,
folks?
no, this is you've been asked by fam. Finish it, Cart. Rock.
Oh, okay, I will. I mean, they have everything you need, every HVAC solution you need from, if you're having a problem with the heat and cooling, you're having a problem with the furnace. It's getting very, very hot outside. Many people know that. They will make it easy, fast. They have all the best solutions. When my furnace or my AC goes out again, because it does it every single year, I'm not going to waste time this year. I'm going to call the good folks over at Duncan. You can today give a call over to Duncan, tell them that you heard about them from Sleepers Media, and get 20% off of your first service, and they will get it done quickly and efficiently in the best way possible. Shout out to the good folks over at Duncan. The world doesn't run on Dunkin' Donuts. It runs on Duncan Mechanical Solutions.
You're feeling yourself today. I'm always afraid of you when you get a cut. Topic 1, Riley, what are we doing?
Today we're going to rank players number 79 through 89.
All right, that's a hurtful impersonation.
Sorry. I wasn't impersonating you on that one. I was just doing the thing. I got a cut. Sorry.
No, I spent this morning looking at the All-Americans from the last 5 seasons, and I wanted to predict the guys who come out of nowhere to make one of those teams. So I have 4 categories of the unexpected All-Americans from the past 5 years. Would you like me to disclose those to you?
Please.
Jeez.
So first we have up transfers, guys coming up from the mid-major ranks into the power conferences. Best example of that is Dalton Connect. Second category is former backup or a second or third option stepping into a feature role. This is the biggest one. I think this might be the best predictor of who can be an All-American, that's not getting the buzz right now. You have Jamal Shedd, who sort of stepped in for Marcus Sasser, Jalen Wilson, who was preceded by O'Shea Agbaji and Christian Brown, RJ Davis, preceded by Caleb Love, Zach Edey, preceded by Travion Williams, Keegan Murray, preceded by Luka Garza, Jaime Jaquez, preceded by Johnny Juzang. That once those guys got out of the way, these players took off. Third category is the toughest one to find for this upcoming year, but I just said a guy who's unlocked by a new coach. And the clearest example here is Trace Jackson Davis, first year under Mike Woodson. He became like this really good passer and was more than just like a double-double guy on a losing team. Benedict Mathurin was the other one, got under Tommy Lloyd, became an All-American. And the fourth one is the A10 Rando. Shout out to Deron Holmes and Obi Toppin. So I wanted to see if we can
Rando, that's great.
If we can collectively put our minds together to come up with 10 players who could be the out of nowhere All-Americans.
This rocks.
This is really fun. This is good stuff, Riley. This is good stuff.
Thank
you. So before we do it though, question. You said we're coming up with 10, right? Does each of those do we got to do 2 from each category, or how?
It can be however many from each category, but they just have to meet one of these 4 criteria.
They have to meet that criteria.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Okay.
Category 1. Remind me category 1 again.
Up transfers.
Up transfers. That's the one I'm struggling with right now. I feel locked in on the others.
The A10 Rando, truthfully, is just for y'all to get a little Drew Valentine propaganda off.
Yeah.
So I had to give a shout to that. But
I got no problem pushing some Des Watson propaganda. Let's let that be known.
Oh God, to be pushing.
Is it the center?
Miles Rubin was kind of who I was thinking. But let's talk some up transfers first. I'll give you some. I'll have here are the candidates. Feel free to add any. Had Chaz Lanier, Darlinstone Dubar, the Tennessee duo. We could pick one. JP Pegues, just if it would be tough for him because Janai Broom is like the de facto All-American there, but maybe if Auburn's awesome, he can make a push. Sion James, maybe if he ends up as Duke's second best player, could make a second or third team. Terrence Edwards, if Louisville's just awesome, like a top 2 or 3 team in the ACC. Malik Mack, if Georgetown can find a way to be top 4 Big East team and he's cooking. A shout out to nepotism ball with Tucker DeVries if West Virginia is like a surprise team in the Big 12. And and then a super dark horse, Mikhail Brown-Jones at Ole Miss, if they're anything decent. So I really think it's probably one of those top 4. Maybe you could make a case for Malik Mack, but yeah, what do y'all think?
Do we think Zeke Mayo's at all involved in that?
Ooh, I like putting Zeke Mayo in the mix.
The thing is, like, you talk about like JP Paguz and Janai Broom, like he's gonna have like Hunter's probably gonna be first team All American. Store's gonna be really good. I don't
Yeah.
Zeke Mayo might not be able to
And
even
the
get it.
bigger issue, even than that, is the ball's going to be in Harris's hands.
Yeah, true.
So, like, if he was going to have a chance to operate as the point guard, I would buy it. But he's not going to be a better complementary off-ball guy than Store.
One last question here. Does Aiden Mahaney qualify as an up transfer?
I was gonna wait until we got 2 categories away for the like under a new coach category, and then I was
Okay.
gonna make the point that Aiden's the only player on this list that qualifies for 2 of these categories, which is why he should be a first team All American.
With under a new coach, I thought of this is why I only have 3 guys. I mean, we can expand it. I was thinking of guys who stayed at their school and got a new coach, like TJD and Ben Mathurin. So they
I was
took
gonna,
out some of the
damn it,
transfers.
that hurts me because I had one 100% in mind for like new coach, like he's gonna flourish,
Yeah,
like change.
I have I had 5 names that I think are all great transfer candidates for that category. But
All right,
Yeah.
well, we can expand it. We can
Oh,
expand it because
actually, no. I got one I want to put in a nut to add to the up transfer category for sure.
who's that?
Trey Townsend.
Oh gosh, that was a bad miss by me.
No, you're good, but Trey Townsend, I actually would advocate that Trey Townsend is going to be an All American.
I
how many
think
All Americans has Zona had though that aren't Caleb? Like
Benedict Mathurin
Benedict
and
Mathurin.
Azuolas
But
Tubelis.
that's not what I mean though. I mean like on that roster build, right? Like was Tubelis actually an All American?
Yeah.
He was
And
second team.
that was pre Caleb, but okay. But like it's like Caleb's going to be the primary. So can any secondary player in the country be an All American if he's there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess so. Damn.
But I'm with you on the talent with Townsend. I think it's such an obstacle towards any complimentary guy being an All American.
Okay.
Is
So
it,
no, go ahead.
am I out of left field here to say that Terrence Edwards has the best chance of any up transfer? I just think when you look at how productive he was against power conference teams last year, plus that like he should be the undisputed go-to guy for Louisville. And there's an opportunity there in the ACC. I don't know. It might be a stretch because Louisville's going to like Louisville needs to be a 25-win team, I think, to get All-American buzz. But
Yeah. Also, like how up transfer are we talking about here? Like is Florida Atlantic to Arkansas an up transfer?
nah, John L is too obvious to count
Okay.
for I don't know
All right.
where.
Okay.
Did you
I
say
double checked.
Lanier?
Yeah, I had Lanier in there.
Did you have Dubar there?
I put both. I figured we could pick one.
Okay.
I'd like to just go ahead and put Lanier under this category. Then I think Lanier is going to be the guy over Dubar.
Yeah, Riley knows this, I think, from the video. Or maybe did I do it with Ralph or with you? I don't remember who I did test.
I mean, you've always been Team Dubar over Lanier.
I'm Team Dubar over Lanier because I think Lanier's redundant to all the other guards they already have. And I think Dubar's the only guy on the entire roster shaped like a wing. So, and if you look at them, they were both ridiculously efficient last year. They both shot like over 50% from the floor, over 40% from 3. Dubar's done it 3 straight years. Lanier averaged 4 points a game 2 seasons ago. Like I truly, if you go through the numbers, I know we've talked about it before. There isn't a more baffling breakout player in college basketball history than Chaz Lanier. He was like Trey Holloman for 3 years, and then he turned into the best guard in the country. Like I don't get it.
It could have been other guards you used as an example.
Okay, he was like Spike Albrecht for 3 years, and then he turned like it's just it makes no sense. But
I mean, I'm not one team one or the other. Not sure if you saw that Kevin Durant drill, but I'm not team one or the other. So like I'm good with going Dubar at this.
We can
spot.
go Dubar. Let's go
Okay.
Dubar. All right, let's stick with one up transfer for now, and then maybe we can see where we're at after the next couple categories.
Okay.
So those the former backups or the second or third option stepping into a feature role. Some guys I had considered Cam Jones. I think he's the clear one who has to be on this list. Get Kolek out of the way, let him be the do everything guy in the backcourt. Alex Caravan without Cam Spencer, without Tristan Newton, LJ Cryer without Jamal Shed, just keeping that Houston guard group going. Mackenzie Mbako feels a little bit more expected, but you could argue without Khalil Ware there, maybe he becomes the focal point of the offense. This one I don't feel great about, but had to throw him on there as an ACC guy. Ian Shefflin with PJ Hall leaving.
Ian Shefflin's not touching this list. I'm not going to allow that. I love Ian Shefflin, but I'm sorry.
This one felt even worse. JJ Starling with Judah Mintz out of the way. I just don't like Syracuse that much, but he at least fits he fits the criteria.
I got one you haven't said.
Yeah, let me hear it.
Ryan Kalkbrenner?
I think Kalk is like a consensus top 10 player in the sport, though, to where I wouldn't be surprised if he made an All-American team, you know?
Yeah, I think that's why he deserves mention, though. Like, he hasn't been an All-American yet. And
Really? He has?
maybe there's more. I would argue he has more people production-wise leaving him than any of these other guys. And it's not just one guy. It's Shireman and Alexander. Cost me has to do more.
I like to call Chow. It's Riley's call if he fits in this category, though.
True.
I just feel like we've said Kalk is like a top 10, top 15 player for the past 2 seasons, to where it just wouldn't be that surprising.
I mean, you're gonna be that surprised if it's like aren't Cam Jones and Caravan ahead of Kalk on a lot of these best player in the sport lists?
I don't know.
Kalk's better than Kalk should be ahead of Caravan.
Yeah, I think so too.
They're all in the same bucket. I feel like we're not allowing a player who's like projected to be the 12th best player in the sport when we're at allowing 11, 13, 14, 15 to be on the list.
But think about, yeah, okay, well,
I guess I don't get what's disqualifying him. Just that he's too good, but a lot of the names we've already said are too good.
yeah.
Yeah, Cam Jones was really good last year.
Maybe Cam Jones is too good. I'm just thinking, like, remember before Keegan Murray became an All-American, he was what, an 11-point per game scorer? If we had gone into that season saying Keegan Murray is going to be an All-American.
So this category has to be a guy who is like a non-star, a true non-star.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, true non-star.
Okay,
or even
Cam Jones averaged 17 a game last year.
Yeah,
okay,
so
he might be too
can't
good.
put him. And also Kalk averaged 17 and 8 last year.
Yeah. So if that's the route, we got to disqualify both of those and come up with other names.
Yeah, this is gonna be tough then.
And I think we need to disqualify the other name I was going to say, which is Braden Smith.
Do we want to say TKR? Actually, Braden's points might be low enough.
His assists aren't though.
Riley, all knowing all.
12, 6, and 7 last year for Braden. Is that
okay
to be considered?
That's too good.
I think Braden should be under consideration. It's tough because I would say probably to like non-Big Ten folks, I would guess like whatever ACC listeners we have or SEC listeners, they probably see us rank Braden Smith as a top 10 player in the sport and they're surprised. Like, whereas the Big Ten folks are like, oh yeah, that wouldn't be that shocking if Braden makes a team. But I think we can qualify him. I don't know. I'm trying to think of these guys. Like, even before Edey became Edey, his first National Player of the Year season, when he was sort of splitting time with Travion the year before, I don't think any of us expected him to be an All-American. That's sort of...
Was Grant Nelson too good?
I think I was considering Grant Nelson. Let's make Grant Nelson eligible.
I would like to get Grant Nelson on the list if he's eligible.
Yeah, let's throw Nelson on there for sure.
On what category?
Like breakout?
Stepping into a feature role.
Stepping into a feature role.
Grant Nelson?
Yeah.
The guy who they return everybody and added Cliff? How's his role getting bigger?
Well, I think someone needs to pick up for like Estrada bring.
And Rylan Griffin as well.
Rylan Griffin.
I mean, Aiden Holloway is the Estrada replacement, not the guy that started at the 4.
So can we not pick a starter?
No, I think you can pick, but like if the exercise is like this guy has more opportunity, I don't see that with Nelson at all. I think Alabama got better.
If we are doing this and we got to go like long shot on it, is there any world where like a point guard for UConn becomes like really great?
Like a Sandiara?
Yeah.
Doesn't that have to be Mahaney? Not to push my agenda, but like I think the guy that it would be is Mahaney. Like you really think Diarra, first team All-American Diarra?
This category is cooking us, fellas.
I have a name. I feel good about this one.
Okay.
Jackson Shellstat at Oregon.
I think Shellstat would qualify because you get Keyshawn Barthel. What's that dude's name? No,
Cousinard.
Cousinard, yeah.
Both Cousinard and Nafali Dante are gone.
Okay.
Shellstat's going to be asked to do
Throw
it.
Shellstat on
come on. Hey. Zoom high five. Come on. Come on. That's a good one.
Thank
That's
you.
why you're here.
Thank you.
All right. So far we've landed on Darlington, Dubar, and Jackson Shellstad. We have 8 more spots to
All right,
fill.
these teams are.
I still don't get why we've been disqualifying a bunch of dudes. I'm very confused on the exercise.
Well, like
Well,
once
it
we
was
get to
basically
what are the other categories? Like maybe we'll fill in like our actual All-American guys once we get there.
all right. So the unlocked by a new coach, and I was originally not going to allow transfers, but maybe we should allow transfers because the only dudes who stayed at schools that had a coaching change that are any good are like Bruce Thornton, Maxime Reynaud, and Trevon Brazil.
Mm.
So it's a little bleak if you don't include transfers.
You know what? Oh God.
I think you got to do transfers just because like there haven't been that many coaching changes.
Yeah.
But my list of transfers are all guys we're going to disqualify for being too good. My list of transfers that I think could be first team All Americans under a new coach are John L. Davis, AJ Storr, Kadari Richmond, Aiden Mahaney, Doug McDaniel.
I'd like to add Jeremy Roach to that list.
All those guys are too good though, so that I think they're out.
You know, the thing I love about this exercise is that it's great, but like also if I'm making just a list of guys that I think are certainly going to be All-Americans, I just named 5 guys like RJ Davis, Mark Sears, Hunter Dickinson, Janai Broom, and throw anybody else in there, Walter Clayton. Like, how do I get those guys in any of those categories?
You don't. They're too good.
That sucks.
So I'm looking back at our top 10 players for the season. What if we just say if you meet any of these qualifications, you're good as long as you're not in the top 10. The top 10 would take out Braden Smith, Ryan Kalkbrenner, Cam Jones, Walter Clayton, but it would make John L. Davis eligible. It would make Aiden Mahaney eligible. It would make, Doug McDaniel would qualify as well.
I'm good with that, with the exception that we also have to use our judgment, and my judgment says John L's too good.
I kind of think John L's too good too.
But I'm okay with Mahaney and Doug being added because I don't think the consensus is that those guys are good. Like it would be shocking to people if those guys were first team All Americans.
All right, let's put Aiden Mahaney and Doug. Do we want to do both of them on the list?
I do.
I'm good with that.
All right, so our unexpected All-American team thus far, Darlington Dubar, Jackson Shellstad, Aiden Mahaney, Doug McDaniel.
Right. It's okay. I gotta also wrap my head around. This is an unexpected All-American list. This isn't the All-American list. It's unexpected.
Correct.
Unexpected All-American list.
Unexpected. That I need to remember that. I'm over here like getting pissed because it's like, oh, where the hell is RJ Davis at? Like, okay, let me lock in.
All right, I would say LJ Cryer qualifies.
There's a different
average
guy
15
on that team I'd rather do.
I would honestly make a shout that Milos Uzan will end up being an All-American. Wait,
are you saying it's Emmanuel Sharp?
Are you going Sharp?
I'm going Emmanuel Sharp.
Ooh.
I think I loved so much of what Sharp did in the second half of last year. If you guys want to go Cryer, I'm with it. But my strong belief is that Cryer is what he is. If Cryer was going to break out, it would have happened last year when people were worried about Shed. And to me, Shed's obviously a better player facilitator type than Uzan is, in my opinion. So like he was underwhelming. Like if you can call 15 a game underwhelming. Cryer doesn't do anything else but score, and I think 15 is about his cap. Houston was great, and he was nowhere near the All-American list. Sharp might have more upside than that, in my opinion. Like
the only push, like because I love Sharp, I do, but like Sharp's like feels like one of those guys I love and would love on my team, but like when you actually get down to it and look at like what he does in his numbers. I mean, he knocks down the three at a highly efficient clip, but he's a below average shooter in general. He hasn't shot.
Say that. You really think he's below average shooter?
From the field, he hasn't shot 40% from the field yet.
No, but he's 37% from 3 on hella volume.
Yeah. I'm saying, but like isn't that kind of all he does though?
I think he does more than Cryer. They both are like, I guess, limited shooter scorer types though. But like, I don't know, man. I remember the Sharp games were loud to me if they just became more consistent. Like he had 30 against A&M in the tournament. He had 20 against Iowa State. He had a bazillion like 15 and up games.
Yeah. I don't feel strongly one way or the other on that, so I'd be willing to put Sharp there.
Yeah, I'm good with Sharp too. We can do Sharp.
You can do Sharp. Okay.
So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys. Do we want to get our A10 rando and do some put Miles Rubin on the list?
I just want to make sure we're not missing anybody because I love Miles Rubin, but like, is there like someone we're just like, are one of the guys that was really good last year coming back?
Jaden Akins.
Sorry, what?
He fits the feature role after Tyson Walker leaves.
Oh, I thought you were talking about in the A10. I'm like, he
Oh,
transferred.
sorry, my bad. I was just looking at other.
No, you just threw me off. Yeah, because like Matt Cross, those guys left. Jordan King, all those guys are gone. I think.
Are we looking at the? We're looking at the A10 randos, correct?
Yeah, honestly, I want Miles Rubin.
I'm fine with Ruben. I think he's great. Ruben would start for like every high major in the country, in my opinion. So
Yeah,
I'm good with
let's go
that.
Miles Rubin.
Um, I'm willing to entertain a Michigan State concept, but I want to flesh out who it might be. I don't think it's Akins because I think Akins is what he is, much like Cryer. Like we've seen Akins at this point. Even if he has a bigger role, it just is what it is. Kind of limited, in my opinion. The guys who we don't know, they're a little more volatile, but like Fears is stepping into Hogard.
Mm-hmm.
Fears could be sick. I'm not saying that he will be, but what if he just is? What if he's just really good? I think Michigan State is like a team that very clearly, like, if somebody's great, will be the alpha, whether it's Fears or Fiddler or Booker or Akins. You can make the argument. I guess Cart should steer on it, but I
I
don't
would.
buy Akins.
Hmm, the thing is, it would be. I hear you on Fears. I just don't know what Fears is like. Fears is basically gonna go through his freshman year all over
Mm-hmm.
again. So like, if there is that jump that he does get to that level, I don't think it happens until at least year two. So it would have to be either Akins or Booker, in my opinion. And Akins is gonna have the opportunity, maybe more than Booker. I don't know. They
But
probably have the.
we've done this so much in the Discord lately, Cart. But like Akins is in the Fletcher lawyer bucket to me. Like, are we really going to sit here and say that archetype is an All American, even if it
Do
goes
we
wrong?
want do we want to give a shot to TKR at all at this?
If we're not doing Braden, I guess I would consider that
They're gonna be really good. He's gonna have opportunity.
just a really good guy that takes over
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
Edie's
think
role.
Or you could go with one of the other guys. You go with Heidi,
No, it would have to be TKR, I think.
TKR.
what about Mbako while we're talking about all these Big Ten guys?
Too good.
Opportunity hurts me. I'm
Because of
worried
Miles Rice and Carlisle and
Renew and Balo. Like it's
yeah.
too much equal opportunity.
Shit, Miles Rice could be the category for transfer. If we
Yeah.
think he's gonna be really good. I read if we're going to Indiana guy,
Greg, can I interest you in an Isaac McNeely?
Thought about
Unexpected.
it. I did think about it.
Beekman's out of the way.
I don't think
Best
you can
guard there.
I don't think you can do it in the Virginia offense. I
When's the
just
last
don't.
time Virginia probably hasn't had an All American since Kyle Guy or DeAndre Hunter?
Yeah.
yeah, it's probably the last time.
Yeah,
If
I
they
don't think
win
so.
the ACC, maybe McNeely gets there. I don't know.
I have a random shout, and then I have Card, I want to make an argument for a Northwestern guy with Bugon, but
Which one?
they're not,
Barnheiser?
they're not going to be good enough. But Barnheiser's numbers were stupid last year.
I love Brooks Barnes. Hey, dude, you don't never got to be scared to do that. This is a safe. This is a Brooks Barnheiser safe space.
All right, I got three guys.
All
I got
right,
three
let's hear
guys,
it.
and none of them are Barnheiser. One is a guy Cart has gassed up a bazillion times. Can't believe he hasn't mentioned him yet. St. Thomas, USC.
I thought I'd get shot down, and I didn't want to do it for the fifth day in a row.
Yeah, well, we've already had 50 names shot down, so number 57 on my All-American list is St. Thomas. It's his time, Cart. He's a 20 points a game scorer. It could happen on a wide open USC team. They're gonna stink though.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's fine. That's fine.
I would nominate him. My next nomination. You guys are gonna hate this one. I'm just warning you right now. but I still believe that Boopy Miller rocks. And I
Where's
think
he at now?
he's at
SMU.
SMU, which is now in the ACC, so more people are paying attention to them. There's a world where he is like the Kendrick Davis on this SMU team.
This is a great point.
I like Boopy.
His name is Boopy.
His name is Boopy. And my final one, I'm a little insulted. Neither one of you guys brought this up when we're this desperate that we're naming Boopy Miller. I really didn't want to be the guy who had to do it, but I'm going to do it. Danny Wolf should be on this list.
Danny Wolf unlocked by a new coach. Yeah. All right. Here's where we're at. We have 6 names so far. Darlington Dubar, Jackson Shelstad, Emmanuel Sharp, Ada Mahaney, Doug McDaniel, Miles Rubin. I want to go ahead and throw Terrence Edwards on there. Can we get Terrence? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. So Edwards is 7. So we got 3 spots left. I actually don't hate Boopy. Because we have the precedent of Kendrick Davis just being awesome at SMU and like not making an All-American team, but people knew who he was and it wasn't that crazy.
I'm with that.
I'm with that.
So Boop gets the nod.
Boop gets the nod, man. Boop gets the nod. How many out of this 10 do y'all think actually make it?
0.
You think 0? Is it over under 0.5?
No, actually 1. Mahaney's on this list. I think
I think Shelstad and Sharp could do it.
definitely could. Is Colin Murray Boyles too good? He averaged 10 a game last year. He's not on top 10 lists. I know everybody has him as a breakout guy. He's probably the obvious answer, but like
BJ Mack's getting out of the way.
BJ Mack and Michi left. He's gonna be the star.
CMB counts.
YMCMB.
All right, so we have CMB. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got 9. We got room for one more.
Let me just make sure I'm not missing anybody here.
I have a really random one if we need it.
So the contenders we have that seem to have the most buzz: Danny Wolf, St. Thomas. There's Xavier Booker on there. I'm still saying Isaac McNeely should be in the conversation. Zion James, Trey Townsend.
Card's gonna want Townsend.
I'd like either Townsend or Jeremy Roach. Or are we saying Roach is too good?
No, I think Roach could qualify.
I don't like guys that I think are third options on their team.
But he's a Baylor guard, like Baylor third options.
It's Valdez.
Yeah. God.
So Townsend will be Arizona's number 2 option. There's a world where maybe if they're really good, they could get, if they win the Big 12 or something, they could get Caleb Love first team, Townsend like second. Yeah, Townsend second team.
With all due respect to Trey too, I like him a lot. I think there's a pretty clear path that KJ Lewis might be better than him. And like there are still really talented dudes on Arizona. And Trey Townsend the Summit.
Do we put another A10 rando?
Is Robbie Avila a rando?
He's not in the top 10.
All right, let's do Avila. I think Avila's a good one.
Yeah, St. Louis, right?
Yep.
There you go.
Can I get my one random one off that was break glass in case of emergency?
Yeah.
Cart's going to like this one. I'm just warning you. What if Elijah Martin's just better than Walter Clayton?
I like that better than Robbie.
I do like that too, and it qualifies for get the main dude out of the way with
I like that. Sub him in for Avila.
All right.
Y'all are some haters. Not even considering Danny Wolf on a list that we gassed up.
I thought we had Danny on here.
Ludicrous.
He was considered.
Rock the final 10 for us, Riley. What is it?
All right. Darlington Dubar, Terrence Edwards, Jackson Shelstad, Emmanuel Sharp, Colin Murray Boyles, Boopy Miller, Aiden Mahaney, Doug McDaniel, Miles Rubin. Wait, and Elijah Martin.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the under on half.
I'm taking 0. Topic number 2, boys. Where we headed?
So yeah, this is a new segment that I'm calling calling Nostalgebra. And what we're doing here is shout out to Sleeve Nash for coming up with this. We're getting nostalgic, but it also requires a little strategic thinking, hence the portmanteau of algebra and nostalgia. We're looking back to 2000 with our respective teams, Michigan State, UNC, and we all have to come up with a team of the six players we would want from 2000 through 2024. Sleeve said to name a coach, which, like, does that mean Carter just has one option with Izzo? I didn't exactly get that, but then we have a player assistant as well, an alumni who's an assistant coach.
Okay.
And
And
whose
our
team?
goal is just build the best team and then figure out who wins.
Yep,
And the qualifications are going back how long?
to 2000.
We want 5 players, a coach, and a player coach.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, it's 6 players. Sleeve said 6 players, so you get a 6-man.
5 starters, a 6th man, a coach, and a player coach.
Got it. Okay, I can do this.
Before we do this exercise, Riley's going to win.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. Is that why you wanted to do this?
I wanted to do this because Sleeve suggested it. That's a perk of being on the Discord. And then Greg said on a show, Riley, if you're listening to this, make this a topic on Friday.
It is a good topic.
I'm a company man who listens to the head honcho. Sorry, Carter.
But you also put your own flair of creativity on this. You just sprinkled the nostalgia, bro. Like, that's why you're one of one, Riley. You're iconic. Let's not sleep on that.
Okay, let's see here.
All right. Do y'all want me to share my team since I already know who I'm going to say?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
So I started with 3 non-negotiables that I think any UNC fan, these 3 have to be on your list. Ty Lawson at the 1, RJ Davis at the 2, Tyler Hansbrough at the 5. Then I put Justin Jackson at the 3, ACC Player of the Year 2017, national champion. That qualifies him over some guys like Wayne Ellington or Rashad McCants. Cam Johnson at the 4. Think it's the shooting, need that pairing next to Hansbrough, good defender. Gonna have a long NBA career as well. Then my 6th man was just for my personal enjoyment, personal fandom. Kobe White coming off the bench as our 6th man.
I have a better chance here than I thought.
Yeah, me too. If you're like, yeah, I feel like I could win this now.
Who's your coach?
Roy Williams.
Who's your assistant coach?
Marcus Page.
Over your actual assistant coach?
Marcus Page is on the bench.
Oh, for the current UNC team?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. So you got Sean May, Marcus Page on the bench?
Yep.
Does our player coach have to be an actual coach?
No, they don't.
Okay. I just want to make sure I was thinking of it the right way.
Okay. Let's see. See, Michigan State fans are just gonna hate me because, like, I don't want Mateen on my team, but like he probably belongs. And like Redacted was good, but like I want my team to have some sense, which he has none. So okay, let's see here. Draymond's on my team for sure. Izzo's the coach. Tum Tum Nairn is my assistant coach, my assistant player coach. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Cash at the 1. Zell at the 2. Draymond as my 4-man. Jaren as my 5-man. And ooh. Greg, is there an obvious 3 that I'm missing?
No comment. I'm trying to win this.
Okay, I respect that. I really respect that. I mean, it's a couple options at this spot. Gabe Brown for 1. Joey Hauser is another option here. I could go small. Play Zell at the 3. But I don't want to go small backcourt with Cash and Kalen. That's a tiny team. But Draymond and Jaren can cover me up defensively. F it. All right, I'm gonna go Cash, Kalen as my backcourt with Zell at the 3, Draymond at the 4, Jaren at the 5.
It's a good team.
You said you had Zell at the 3?
Yeah.
That is a good team.
It's a good team. Kalen at the 2 holds you back from being unbeatable. Otherwise, but I like Kalen's good, probably in the top 5, but I don't like the fit with Cash.
Would you have gone Gary Harris there?
I think so.
Ooh, I would have gone Gary Harris too.
Yeah, I think so.
No, I love Cash.
I think so.
I love Kalen.
Love Kalen too, but I think you want Kalen like on the ball. That's what I would do is put Kalen at the 1 and Cash at the 2 if you're doing that. But then that kind of neutralizes some of Cash's special stuff. Honestly,
Yeah.
without being too crazy, the most electrifying Michigan State player I've seen in my life is redacted, and I probably would have just put him there. I probably would have gone Cassius, Zell, Bridges, Jaren, and then you had what, Draymond?
Yeah.
And you get a 6-man too.
Oh, shit.
I'd go.
You would have taken like Darrell Summers, 6th man, if I didn't just name names.
I probably would have. Yeah, I just didn't want to take redacted, but I probably should take redacted. He was a good basketball player. I'll go Gary as my 6th man.
That's a good pick. Who's your coach?
Tom Izzo.
And player coach?
Tom.
Yeah, nice. Good work. Okay. Yeah, respect both your teams. Think they're great. My only way of trying to actually win this exercise was to go all in on certain things, and I went all in on a couple things. I went all in on what Carter loves most. This team would score 200 points a game. I don't care who's guarding them. They would be the most unstoppable offense in basketball history. And not only is it offense, we also sprinkled two key elements to each player here. One, there's a family aspect here. And number 2, clutch gene. That's what it came down to for me. I have the clutchest, best offensive, best family-oriented team in basketball history. At point guard, I have Trey Burke, National Player of the Year, National Runner-Up. At shooting guard, I have Nick Stauskas, Big Ten Player of the Year, All-American. At the 3, I have Jordan Poole, shot maker of one of the greatest shots in NCAA history. At the 4, I have Franz Wagner. At the 5, I have his older brother, Mo Wagner. Off the bench, I have the most explosive 6th man in basketball history, Jamal Crawford. My coach is John Beilein. And my assistant player coach is Spike Albrecht. By the way, one of the clutchest players in college basketball history, Spike Albrecht. National championship game, watch the tape.
200 points barely a game, qualified.
Boys. 200 points a game, boys.
That's a damn good team. But one thing though, does he qualify? Didn't he graduate in 99?
No, he graduated in 2000.
Oh, he did?
2000. Yeah.
Just made the cut. All right.
Yep.
Greg, was there anybody from UNC when you said you had a better chance than you thought? Did I miss somebody? Like, would you have replaced any of my starting lineup with someone?
Run it back for me one time. It was Lawson,
RJ, Justin Jackson, Cam Johnson, Hansbrough with Kobe White off the bench.
Something about Justin Jackson being in there doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah, here's my honest read on it. Justin Jackson, Cam Johnson, Kobe White, to me, are not like in the top 20 most talented players that have come through UNC in like forever. They're obviously their legacy matters hugely, the first 2, and they're winners, so I don't knock it. But like the Pitt transfer that had one really good year, and I mean Justin Jackson was very good. Don't get me wrong, but when I think like the best players in UNC history, I do not think those names. I never will. I love Kobe White as much as you do. But yeah, I felt when I heard those 3 names in sequence, I'm like, okay, we have a chance here.
Who would you have done instead? Would you have put like Wayne Ellington or McCants on there?
I definitely think Wayne Ellington was like Wayne Ellington and Danny Green, dog. Like,
yeah,
I know that's literally just the 2009 team, but
that was why I didn't want to do it. Like,
yeah,
that team was incredible.
Yeah.
Like it was nasty.
I'm trying to think. Let me look through some rosters real quick.
Did you have Rashard McCants?
What'd you say?
Do you have McCants on your team?
I didn't, but I mentioned him as someone considered.
McCants is nasty.
Honestly, I wouldn't hate like a John Henson shout just to have a shot blocker.
John Henson was really good too.
If we want to say the true part of this is that RJ shouldn't be anywhere near this team. RJ's been the third best player on most of his teams. Last year he was good, but I think honestly, I might go Felton Lawson.
That'd be pretty nasty.
Felton
Tough.
Lawson, Danny Green. But you could pick your 4, do Justin Jackson or Cam Johnson, either way.
And Hansbrough.
And
Yeah,
Hansbrough.
that's tough. Do we have a winner for this?
My team would lose because they wouldn't guard a soul, but we might score 200.
I think my team would win.
I'm voting Cart's team too.
I think my team would win.
All right, that's majority. That's fine.
I can't process that Carter has won back-to-back drafts on back-to-back days. What has happened? Final topic, what is it?
So this is a callback to a year ago. Following the NBA, NBA Academy Games, we discussed one man named Johnny Furphy. At the time, Carter wasn't convinced it was a real name, or a real person rather. Then he watched the highlights and said he looked like Matthew Meyer minus the caffeine. Turned out to be a pretty good call. Furphy ended up being great for at least half the year, early second round pick. I want to discuss a new prospect who has emerged from these NBA Academy Games. He's getting recruited by UNC, by Kentucky, and by Gonzaga. Let's talk Julius Halaifonua.
First of all, great name. Second of all, can you say the list of schools that are recruiting him again?
UNC, Gonzaga, Kentucky, and then he mentioned Georgetown. He did an interview following the games with, I think the Twitter account is Pro Insight, where he said those are the 4 schools that have been recruiting him the hardest as of this time. And so, of course, both UNC and Kentucky, those have been the schools that the fan bases have been the loudest campaigning for him. I think he's pretty good from what I've watched. He's a 7-footer, like 280, 290 pounds, can shoot, can pass. I want him on my team. It's been no secret that UNC, I think, still needs size. They still need help in the front court. But I also wanted to turn it over to y'all to think, is this just me like falling for any big man that wants to come play for my school? Is he just going to be a complete non-factor? Is he going to be my Yusuf Kayat, rest in peace to the yo-yos of the world? Or is it someone who you could see making a difference on a team next year, whether it's UNC, whether it's Kentucky, whether it's Gonzaga or somewhere else?
So this kid is trying to come to college this season and play, right?
So it's he's still technically class of 2025, but there's some buzz that he could reclass, much like that was basically the Furphy path, what Johnny Furphy did last summer.
Got you. Okay. Listen, first of all, I'm never gonna fault you for, shaking your hiney for any big man given the state of your front court, right? Mm-hmm. And given now, obviously you sent this to me before we recorded this, so I haven't got to watch like everything about this kid, but one, he'd be your best front court player right now. And two, he reminds me I'm kind of disappointed in Brad Brownell. Like this kid looks like PJ Hall and Shiflin. Like that's
you're not the first person I've heard make the Hall comp. Yeah, and he's in Shefflin's body.
When I'm watching like this highlights that you sent me, I see PJ Hall. Maybe a little less explosive, but also like maybe more like PJ Hall if PJ Hall didn't turn down seconds. That's what he reminds me of.
Yeah, you're saying his game reminds you of those guys, not like the headshot, right?
The game, yeah.
Okay, yeah, because the headshot looks like an extra from the show The Bear. That's what I was thinking.
But no, I didn't even see a headshot. I was talking about just like actual game. Like he kind of, he gives me PJ Hall vibes.
Okay, I can see that. The tape's good. The tape is really good. I think he can shoot it. I think he could contribute offensively, I think, for a lot of teams that don't have a good college center right now. You go through his list, it's interesting, man. Like Gonzaga, Kentucky, North Carolina, and then some teams that I think would be more wide open. Gonzaga, if he goes there, he ain't playing. Mm-hmm. And like he better not reclassify to go to Gonzaga. And even if he waits a year, I don't know that he would play in that front court rotation. Kentucky might play him, right? I don't think they have a star center, but they got guys, and Brandon Garrison's young with multiple years of eligibility. And I think Mark Pope's going to get more skilled guys in. UNC's the situation we know it is. Like he would probably play, and he might start right away. I have defensive concerns, and again, you don't pick up a ton on what a player's capable of defensively just from watching tape, but based on what I saw, like foot speed would concern me a little bit defensively. But he's a take for sure, because you go back like at the NBA Academy stuff, Basketball Without Borders, even back in February, like there were people who would just promote like, hey, here's the 10 best players I saw today. You go down the names of this list: Nolan Traore, Kaman Maluak, Kasparis Jakashonis, Will Riley, Alexander Gavalyagov. It's a bunch of dudes who are like gonna go start on the teams they committed to, and he's on all those lists. Like he's comparable in what he's done with the NBA Academy and at these events like Basketball Without Borders. I think that alone warrants a shot, but it makes a lot more sense to me, not just Riley propaganda. It makes more sense if he's going to UNC to play than it does if he's just reclassifying to go to Gonzaga or somewhere else.
Yeah, I think you mentioned the defensive concerns. He does sort of look like someone who's, probably play him in drop coverage, and he might be susceptible to getting cooked every once in a while. Like there might be some quick guards who blow by him or just hit like mid-rangers or floaters over him. But I think just having a dude at his size who can be a space eater at the very least, I would not hate. I would take him in a heartbeat at UNC. Don't know if he beats out, Lubin or Jalen Washington or even Zayden High to start, but I think you can honestly pitch him that role and say, hey, you have a chance to start, which I think is more than what Mark Pope could say with Amari Williams and Brandon Garrison in tow. Those dudes seem to be a little more productive on Williams' side, or Garrison has the upside for him, McDonald's All-American. I want him. I want him in Carolina and Blue and Argyle, and I hope it works. Last point in favor of Julius Halaifonua. I had to work on a long time to get that pronunciation right. But does it increase your view of him knowing that his nickname is Juice and his Instagram comments are full of people using the juice box emoji? Does that make
that makes me feel worse about him, to be honest with you. There's just too many juices before him. He should have came with something else.
That's true. See, Juice like elevated my view of him. If I get to say I'm cheering for Juice and my starting center is Juice, like I'm all in on that.
That blurs too many lines. Like you say, even you comment to me like Juice had a game tonight. The first guy I'm going to is not Julius. There's other Juices out there. You know what I'm saying? You got to come up with something a little bit more What nationalities? What country is he from?
New Zealand.
New Zealand? I mean, you call him Big Breaker. That's what I'd go with.
I'd like to float the nickname Burger.
Just Burger?
Yeah, I look at the kid's headshot and I just think about burgers. I don't know. I'd like there's something like Juice. It's just one of those. Juice has to fit who you are, you know?
True. Like, you got to have Juice, too. Like, you can't just be given the nickname Juice. You got to show some tendencies of Juice. Your name just can't be Julius.
Yeah, like I can't walk around calling myself Dog. Like that's just not me.
Yeah. Or what? I mean, technically, now we think about it, your nickname is Greg, and it's because your name is Gregory. So does that mean you just walk around with the given nickname Greg because your full name is Gregory?
This is above my pay grade. I'll let y'all rock.
I mean,
nickname's crazy.
Even same for me. Like, honestly, I gotta earn it. Cart, sick. I took off the last two letters of my name.
No, you gave yourself the nickname Big Cat, which actually does fit your personality, so it works. Yeah. And Riley calls himself Riz, which
does not really fit, but it was a nickname before Riz was a thing.
Fair. Okay. Well, we like Juice. Riley, how much money would you pay for this to be your starting center next year?
Are you saying like if I'm in charge of the collective, or are you
saying?
No,
I'm saying like you personally, how much money would, because like back in the portal day when like John L was quote unquote considering Michigan, like I did make some text that was like, hey, I would personally send $3,000 right now for John L to be my at guard. Like how much would you and Natalie personally pay for this guy?
We could probably 1,000. Yeah, if you're doing 3,000 at the 11th hour of the season when we still need some size in the front court, yeah, I'll chip in 1,000.
He's not considering Michigan State, but given your situation, how much would you pay for this guy to be your center?
See, you don't want it. I commit fraud. I would do fraud. If I was in your position, how old's Theo now?
10 months.
10 months. I'd prop Theo up on one of those little chairs outside the front of your house with a lemonade sale, maybe a cookie sale. And I'd capitalize.
Big Juice's college fund. Let's get it.
Yeah, no, there I would sell my ring light. I'd sell this mic.
Also, to be clear, if Riley and family were doing a Theo like baked goods sale, it would be shawarma. It would not be cookies or lemonade.
They're selling food. It'd be a shawarma sale.
Yeah, like Theo would just be like rocking some shawarma.
Dude,
He's just dishing out couscous left and right.
chicken shawarma is one of the better meals I make. So yeah, you're not too far off.
I
Yeah,
love
there we
it.
go. I can't believe Carter goes, I would do fraud. That's an all-time quote. And for the record, massive overpay from both of you. This guy's worth a solid $27. One big thing presented by Duncan Mechanical Solutions. Riley, what you got today?
Yeah, I can't remember who it was in the Discord who wanted a POV of my gym session. So I got a little gym story for my one big thing. There's a guy at my local Y, looks to be about mid 40s, I would guess, has a little bit of an old head vibe about him. Seems cool. Have yet to talk to him. Maybe I should strike up a conversation after this. But when I go to the gym, have my AirPods in, I'm usually listening to sleepers. It's one of the greatest compliments I can give you two, my beloved co-hosts, is that y'all are elevated to the go-to gym listening podcast. But the Y will play music. Sometimes it's too loud, comes through on my podcast. And I hear it's time to get funky, 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 funky coming in as Cha-Cha Slide begins. I look over at this guy, mid 40s, crushing some leg press right now. He has headphones in. There's some sort of pause that goes in there because he is like singing along to Cha-Cha Slide for all 6.5 minutes of the song. And I don't know if this will ever make it back to you, my guy, over at the YMCA of Durham. But that is what we call built different, being able to crush some leg press while just like vibing a Cha-Cha Slide. So shout out to him.
That dude's special.
Sometimes it's time to get funky.
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 Everybody clap your hand. Clap.
Yeah. And at the biggest shot of is honestly, he's bobbing his head on the leg press. Then I hear everybody clap your hands. And of course he's sitting there going,
yeah, he was getting it. Riley, I bet you don't even know how to Charlie Brown.
I know how to Charlie Brown.
All right. Good to know. Like to see it. Honestly, don't believe it. My one big thing for today is I made some changes in my life. And that change was I became an Aura Ring guy. You guys know what an Aura Ring is?
I do. I'm familiar with it.
Yep, I got one. And it's day one with it. One sleep in. I'm still trying to figure out, what the hoopla is about it, but I'd like to share my sleep stats if you don't mind.
Please do. The floor is yours.
I was waiting for Greg to say he doesn't mind.
This is such a up your alley Carter move. Like it's a bit that involves paying for a product that you will throw away in 10 days. I'm an Aura Ring guy. I've been one for an hour. That's the most Carter Elliott thing I've ever seen.
It costs way too much money to get thrown away. So according to my readiness score, and the readiness score is out of 100, I have an 82 readiness score based on my sleep last night. And my sleep stats were only fair, only 60 out of 100. That's not too good. You want to be higher. My total sleep was 5 hours and 35 minutes. I was only in REM sleep for an hour and I only had deep sleep for 31 minutes. I went to bed at 2:20 a.m. and I woke up at 8:14 a.m. So there's my sleep stats for today.
Thank you for sharing. Shout out to your wife. She was trying to talk me into the Aura Ring in Baltimore, and she made a very convincing pitch. So I assume Meg played a role in you getting the Aura Ring.
Yeah, she did. Honestly, I think that's the best part about it so far. At least for now. Like I feel like my family, they have Aura Rings too. They're gonna be like hella nosy. They're gonna be like, "Why'd you go to bed at this time?" And "Why'd you only sleep 3 hours?" I'll be like, Well, mom, like I had a Korean table tennis bet fired up as I'm grinding my road to glory guy. What were you doing going to bed at 8 p.m., Judgy Judy?
Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. Okay. I have one and a half quick big things. The half one's just super quick. This is a PSA to everyone out there playing the college football game and mostly our Discord members. If you don't play on Heisman, I don't take you seriously. Just is what it is. If you're like under the age of 20 and you're coming in popping off talking about, oh, I did this, I did that, I won by 7. Look at me on varsity, I beat the CPU. Be prepared. About to get cooked because some of us in this call have played 25 years of video games on Heisman. That's what you do. You go up against the best. Iron sharpens iron. Let's rock. Okay. I'm appalled by some of the discussions we've had about difficulties. And then second, I would be a horrible boxer, but I would also be a great boxer because I've discovered this week I'm incredible at either gaining or shedding weight extremely quickly.
That's a nice skill to have.
Yeah, like people made a big deal about the ball game last weekend. I tweeted out the hot dog video, and we had some listeners be like, "I thought you were dieting, G. What happened?" Said like, "No, like I worked the hot dog and the Miller Lite into my MyFitnessPal. In 10 days, I've lost 9 pounds, boys.
That's crazy.
I
The
like
only
just
thing
you can
about
shed,
you,
but I could gain it back in 3 days.
you worry me with that though.
Why?
Because like sometimes I feel like you on hunger strikes.
Yeah, Greg doesn't eat, Greg doesn't poop. Like where does this weight go?
Yesterday, I've actually the last 2 days, I've had 3 eggs and 3 pieces of toast. And that's
That's
all
it.
I've eaten in a day in 3 straight days.
See, that's the thing is, Greg, like that's not good.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
great. It's
not really
phenomenal.
balanced.
It couldn't be better.
If you tell your doctor you ate that, they would be concerned. That means it's not good.
That's why I don't go to the doctor.
Yeah, I'm good with that too. Doctors are phonies.
All right. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you next week.